Is everybody here? We're gonna try to. Well, we're gonna see if we can do this reveal thing with my mouse wirelessly. Let me make sure we're actually live and I'm not talking to myself. Give me a second. Maeve, chill. Come here. Come on. Let's see here. My mouse. Okay, we're good, I think. Is the audio synced? Are we good? Are we good, Maeve? You want one of these? Is that what you want? Okay. There you go. We're not going to have Beatrix out today, unless it's towards the end of the stream, because I just want to give her a little break for this week. So, but she'll be in the videos for this week, I think. We're going to do a mango taste test video everyone's been asking for. I was supposed to do that this week, but the mango wasn't ripe, so we had to postpone it and wait for the mango to get ripe. Hey, what are you doing? You want more? Look, come here. There you go. Okay, we have some really awesome, beyond exciting news that's so far only our patrons know on Discord. That I am not going to, well, let me mute the audio here because I don't want to be hearing that noise. Why is it so bright? My face is like blown out. Hold on. I had the exposure turned up a bit. Okay. It's still a little like blown out though, isn't it? Yeah, it's a little better. What was I saying? News. Very exciting news. Something I have no words for, and I really can't even expect until now. So, or would have never expected until now, until it seems to have actually be happening. We're gonna give everyone a chance to get in here first. Like maybe give it another 5 minutes or so. So I'll read some of the chats here for, I don't know, like 5 minutes, and then we'll reveal everything that's hidden behind that bar at the top. The bar will go away, don't worry. It's not there permanently. Well, let me get on the little thing here so I can figure out what people are saying. Let's see here. Got to go to our Streamlabs thingy. Mavis having a nice bath back there. Okay. Curtis says, congratulations to Kayla K for graduating today. Kayla graduated? Awesome. Congratulations, Kayla. I did not know that. Andy says, hey there. Hope your week went well. Mine didn't, but it's getting better. Andy, I'm really sorry to hear that, and I hope that we can make it better today. And let me know what happened. I'm sad to hear that. But my week went, I don't know, it's pretty average up until a few days ago. And then we got some really cool news that I'm going to share with everybody here in a few minutes. We're going to give it another 3 minutes or so, I guess. Let's see here. Alright, we don't have any other super chats for now, but we're going to look through the normal comments. Yeah, Maeve is having her stream bath. Brianna, it's not. Well, we already know I'm moving to Texas. Brianna says you're moving to Texas. That's not quite. It's related to that, but that's not quite the news. Then yes, I am pregnant. That's the news. I'm pregnant. You guys figured it out early. Damn. I wanted to keep it a secret, but I'm pregnant, guys. I don't know how you guessed it. Congratulations, it's a bird. Let me see here. Today's been a good day. Let's see here. Maeva's being a spaz. Yes, yes, yes. No more birds. The news is not related to me getting another bird currently. But this news may make it possible we could get another one before the end of the year. We will see. I'm gonna tell everyone. I'm looking at the timer up at the top. When it gets to the 8-minute mark, we'll tell everyone. Everyone enjoy Maeve bathing for the time being. I'm gonna turn the exposure on the camera down a bit, actually. It's kind of bothering me that my face is all washed out. Maybe that's a little better now. Yeah, that's a little, well, where's that light coming from? I'm trying to figure out what light is hitting my face right here that's making it, well, it looks better now. Maybe it's only if I lean a certain way. Yeah, it's when I'm back here, it looks weird. Huh. Alright, well, who cares? Let's make sure our mic's good. Oh, that's a little bit peaky, probably. That's probably good right there. Oh, man. We're almost to the 8-minute mark. We're at 530 viewers now. So we're getting close. I'm gonna try to do it from in here. But if not, I'll say what it is, and then I'll go and move the bar in the other room. It won't be as dramatic, but we'll do it that way if need be. I think my wireless mouse, I think it'll reach into, because my computer is all the way in the other room, and I actually run wires like down the hallway into the living room here to stream. That's why I'm always going back there to adjust something, because the computer is not in this area. I have to go back there and mess with it if I need to change anything or update anything. Okay, we're at the 8-minute mark. I don't even know where to begin with all this stuff. Give me a second. Most of you guys probably know me fairly well by now. I've done pretty much everything since I was 17 or so. 16, 17, basically I've been completely alone. I've done everything on my own, and I've not really had anybody else to rely on. And the people that I did think I could rely on have stabbed me in the back and things like that. So when I say these things, it has a lot of weight to it. When I say that, it means the absolute world to me that everyone here is not only here to spend time with us and believe in what I'm doing or we're all doing with the birds, but to be generous enough to donate their own time, energy, and money to us to make it become a reality and help is something that oftentimes I don't even know how to react to. I don't know how to accept such kindness because I haven't seen a whole lot of it in my life. But this is a particularly crazy thing that has happened because, I mean, not only have you guys been helping us, because everything is going towards a collective bird dream, as you all know. But just for the past couple months, you guys have been just crazy. Just it's I don't even know a lot of times how to react or you know, accept such kindness. I really don't. And if it ever seems that way on stream, it's because I'm just not used to receiving that sort of love. So, I mean, I receive love, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to like people helping or, you know, some kind of generosity, whether it's monetarily or gifts or anything like that, or just believing in me, I mean, it's something I'm not used to. But the past few days, actually, this person's been trying to get in touch with me, and they want to remain anonymous, so I'm going to respect that. But it is one of our patrons on Patreon. This person has reached out to me, and at first I probably kind of just dismissed it because people send emails all the time that say this, that, and the other, and all that kind of stuff. And then I slowly started to realize that they were being serious about it. And maybe other people were serious about, you know, helping too, and I was just have that part of my mind that's like doesn't think anybody really wants to help me, even though you guys have clearly shown such a generosity towards me. It's really hard for me to believe sometimes, and it's really hard for me to believe what I'm about to tell you too, because somebody has reached out to me, and again, they're a patron, they're a viewer, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, they're a viewer, otherwise they wouldn't know about everything here. But they have offered to donate for every. Here's how let me see how I can explain this. Every dollar from now on that is donated here to go towards moving and building new enclosures and this, that, and the other, and moving forward with this channel and creating something greater is doubled from now on, because this person is willing and is going to donate up to $25,000 for each donation up here. So there's a multiplier of 2 on everything up here from now on, up to $25,000, which is they're basically donating $25,000 to here, but they want to make it one of those for every donation, they're equally matching it. Basically, they want me to make the goal 25. I don't know how to even explain this. I'm like at a loss for words because I don't know. I've been really stressed out lately because I mean everybody's been so generous on here. Don't get me wrong, but I was like, man, we're not going to really be able to move until the end of the year or something like that. And but now it's looking like not only if we can make this happen, and I know it's a lot to ask, but everything up here is now doubled, and we're including everything from this past month as well, since we did so well. So all the excess from this month. So it's possible that we could move as soon as next month or even July. And not only that, but have enough money to immediately build any enclosure outside that we need, which is something that I thought I was going to have to wait on, quite frankly. Anyways, like I've said, I'm at a loss for work. Here, let's go ahead and do this thing. Let's see if it'll let me from in here with the mouse. There we go. So there it is. This is the last push for everything. No more monthly things. This is so this crazy thing right here can have a freaking big place to go outside, and we can have, and if everything goes well, we can get another bird maybe by the end of the year after we move. If everything goes well, it's possible. It is possible. I'll say that. I know everyone wants me to get another one, even though I've got freaking... How many did I get this last... I got 3 last year. I went crazy after Ripley, apparently. I lost my mind. Anyways, that's it, guys. The person wants to remain anonymous. I'm not going to tell you who it is. So, but it is one of our patrons. And they did send me proof that they're actually going to send everything. So I'm not just speaking out of my butt here. I don't know what else to say because I'm at a loss for words to everything, and I don't even know how to accept such generosity. The thought crossed my mind many times to just refuse it. In all honesty, but then I kind of thought about just the future of the bird stuff and the future of everything here, and just thinking, well, hopefully one day we can be sustaining enough off of just the ad revenue and maybe even merch to not even have to ask for anything, because I hate asking for things. Like, I'm just not used to it. I didn't even want to put, like, it took a lot of people for me to even put a donation thing up here, or ask for anything, or start a Patreon, all that kind of stuff. I had to have people really push me to do it, because I don't like asking for things, and I'm not used to it. But I know everyone wants to be a part of it, and I just don't have any words. I want to read what everyone's saying right now, but we're at least guaranteed like 25 grand now for everything, and they're matching every dollar up here, which is why I put this here. So this is not going to change now. I don't know when we don't have to reach that amount, It's just, that's the max, so that's what the goal is. So don't feel pressure to don't feel pressured into putting all that forward, if that makes sense. Or, like, I don't know. I feel weird about even putting that up there, in all honesty. But yeah, that's it. So somebody wants to match the donations up to $25,000, which means that we could potentially get to 50. In a perfect world, we could get up to 50,000, which would cover a lot for the birds, and it would cover a lot for moving, because there's a lot that goes into moving, and we could possibly even afford a nicer place, because I don't think we're going to be able to just immediately shoot for what the ultimate goal is, which the ultimate goal is to have like some property, like maybe an acre, maybe two, have lots of enclosures for toucans that need help, retired breeders, birds that have health issues, and especially for birds that aren't used to being around people. Like wildish birds, like the breeders and stuff, are not going to be pet quality, so to speak. They're going to be worse than Beatrix, I'll just say that. They're not going to want to be around people at all, which is why eventually I want to have a fair amount of property to have a bunch of enclosures for these birds that don't really want to be around people. They want to be with their own kind and stuff like that, and that's just the way that they have to be, So, anyways, that's it. For now, maybe we can at least get to the first part of that step, which is just getting out of Louisiana and getting to Texas. So, because I think ultimately that final goal, that I just described, is going to cost. It's just going to cost way too much to do right now, even with all of your generosity and everything. It's just, I don't see it happening right now, unless I find the right place within the price range that has property, which is possible. It is possible, and I have been looking for it. But the other side of that part is, like, it has to have internet. So it can't be too far outside of city limits, because I still have to stream and I still have to upload and all that kind of stuff. But it's possible. It is possible for me to find that. Maybe I can find something where the house is like kind of maybe needs a little work and we could do work over time, but it has a lot of property, I'm not too much property, obviously, but enough to fit some enclosures outside, like a row of enclosures, you know what I mean? Plus, we don't even have any potential birds that would need a setup like that yet. So we want to focus more on the 3 that we have right now, and then have the option and freedom. And the main thing is, like, right now, if let's say somebody, and here's how both Tupac and Beatrix came to my attention. It's because of you guys. Because viewers sent me Craigslist links of these birds being sold on Craigslist. Both Tupac and Beatrix were off of Craigslist, and that is not the place for a toucan. I'll just tell you that right now. That is not a good place for a toucan. But that's how I found them, because viewers from the channel sent me links to Tupac and Beatrix, and I was able to go get them because I had space and everything here for them, and the patience for them, and the knowledge, and a career that gives me the ability. You want to come down? Don't jump, okay? Careful. Okay. A career that gives me, with doing the YouTube channel, it gives me the freedom and ability to spend my time on these birds. Because if I had a normal job, it would not be an option. It would not. I mean, it's hard enough to handle one toucan with a normal job. But because of you guys, I have the freedom where I can use my. I don't know. I have the power to, have these birds because of you, because everyone watches the channel and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's just my place in the world. I think that's what it needs to be. And I know toucans are very niche, and there's not a whole lot of them in the country. But the ones that need help, and there are a lot that need help. If somebody sent me a link, knowing me, if somebody sent me a link and some bird was like Tupac that had a bunch of health issues and all this stuff, I would guilt myself into getting it, even though I don't have the space here. I would make it happen, but it would be way easier if I had the space and option where if a bird popped up and it needed help, and they were like, okay, well, this bird has health issues, but it isn't friendly to people, and I'd say, okay, no problem. Let's put an enclosure outside for it. Leave it alone. Minimal human interaction, so it doesn't get stressed out. That would be possible for that to happen. And I can't do that here, because this place is just not worth investing into. Quite frankly, this place is not worth a lot. The birds are probably worth more than my house, believe it or not. So, in fact, I know they are. Hey, you want that? Okay. Anyways, my rant is now over. We can read comments. But it's very important for me to get into a place where I can at least have the option to accept more birds if the opportunity arises. So, because here we're just it's quite frankly, it's a pain in the ass right now in this house having the birds. Because they're messy, and they need a lot of space, and they need less shelves and crap like this around, which I could move into a different room, but I don't have the room to move them into another room. So that's why they're out here. Ideally, I don't want any shelves in the living area. By the way, guys, make sure you're using the Streamlabs, the first link in the description that says, what does it say? If you're making a donation thing, it says donate for live streams. Make sure you're using that link. I need to change it to say Streamlabs so people don't get confused. I know people have been getting confused about that stuff, and I'm sorry. Anyways, that's all I have to say about that. Until somebody else says something, and then I go on another rant, probably. But we can set up a space that's a little easier for filming as well. So might streamline everything, make things a little bit easier to film. Let's read some comments, because I know I'm missing a lot. And I will add all the stuff from GoFundMe and everything else up to the and from don't use PayPal unless you want to remain anonymous. But if you use anything through GoFundMe or anything else, I will add it to the bar up here. So, all right, sorry guys, I'm trying to read the stuff real quick. I'm trying to get to the page where I can read everything. Where did we leave off here? Soul says, "You're amazing and we love you." Thank you, Soul. You're also amazing. Kate says, "Congrats on graduating, Kayla K." Dolt BMB says, "Clean burb," referring to Maeve, I'm sure. Sizaboo says, "I live in Kentucky and I'm planning to move to Dallas to start my career with video games. Just want to say I love your channel and good luck with the move." And good luck with your move to that area as well, because that's kind of where we're shooting for too. Uriel Gray sent $5 with no comment. No Artist sent 20 with no comment. Charlie the Supersaurus says, "To the kind heart behind this, thank you so much. Here's to the great future this channel holds. I'm so happy for you, Brock. We donate because we believe in you, the great things you're doing. Shout out to everyone." And thank you, Charlie. And thank you for being here faithfully for all the streams. Andy says, "If everything is doubled, then this is $10. Exactly, Andy. You're right. "Just had a super emotional week and a lot had happened, but I'm still without light, but it's improving and I'm glad to be able to hang out with you for a couple hours." Andy, I hope everything gets better for you, man. And I know how you feel. I've been there. Meanie Zucchini says, "Congratulations," with several exclamation points. "You and your birds deserve all the love in the world." Thank you, Meanie Zucchini. Chrome Decuro says, "You're a great guy. That's why most of us want to donate to you. Hoping next month will be a good week for you too. We all love your videos. I don't feel pressured to donate to you, and I'm happy I can actually try doing it." Chrome, thank you so much. And again, I want to stress that anybody watching, you don't feel pressured to donate or anything like that. It's not like how do I word this? Everybody is valuable here, regardless of what's going on, because without people regularly viewing the videos and liking them and coming to streams, none of this would be possible to begin with. So everybody has a very special place and role to fill, and I can completely understand not being able to donate and stuff like that, especially to some random dude on the internet. I completely get it, guys. So don't feel pressured into doing anything. I'm happy that you're here. That's it. Everybody gets all the content is going to be free to everybody regardless. The only difference is patrons get videos early. Usually. Sometimes I miss it. I will admit. But usually they get videos early. That's the only difference. But it's all the same stuff that everyone else sees. Let's see here. Where did I leave off? Oh, Casey McKenna sent $5 Canadian. Phil, no comment. Phil Giddy, GHDE, sent $2.29. I think that's euros. Could be wrong. No comment though. Deadbug95 sent $4.99. Says this is amazing. I love your videos. Technically, that is now $10. If that makes sense. Thank you, Deadbug. Emily Pancake says, "Thank you to the person who's willing to do that. This is so amazing. Congratulations, Brock. You deserve it. I love your channel so much. I love seeing all the toucans and watch Beatrix growing and learning to trust." Thank you, Emily, for the kind words. And I'm starting to get encouraged by Beatrix, too. She is getting better, even if she's still very nervous and anxious about everything. I'm kind of hoping if we move and we can make, a big area like that outside, I can put a lot of perches around and kind of have her transition out of that cage-bound stage by just kind of letting her sit out there by herself, for a few hours a day, something along that line. Of course, that's a little scary too, because then she can just fly wherever she wants and I will never be able to catch her. But we'll see what happens. I think putting her in a bigger space with more perches, almost like a big cage, might help her come out of that cage-bound stuff that she is in right now. Because cage-bound, I think it really seems to me, because I've been doing a lot of research on cage-bound parrots lately, just to try to see if any of it could apply to a toucan. But a toucan's behavior when they're cage bound is just so much different than a parrot's. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe there's some kind of a way to transition her in from a cage to like something that borders on a cage in an actual room, but with lots of perches. Because like in here, the perches are weird in here. Maeve has no problem navigating the area. She can perch on whatever: TV, lamp, couch, shelf, tree over there, or the palm tree thing. You know, she doesn't care. But I think that Beatrix needs some sort of transitional area, if that makes sense, where it's like a room but with a lot of perches, like a lot of like natural perches that are clearly meant to be sat on. Because she seems to like to sit in the window over here. When she's out, she's normally sitting in that window the entire time and she doesn't move. But she seems content to be there. And then if she jumps down, she'll jump up to here on this perch on the back of the couch. But she won't actually jump on the couch or anything else to sit. And she seems really awkward. Like she needs some space and some time to really work through her muscle atrophy. And my camera already died. Are you kidding me? Give me a second. I forgot to swap the battery out from last week. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. Okay. I'll put this one on the charger. I bought a thing where I can just plug the camera into the wall, but it's not here yet. You sure did make a mess already, didn't you, Maeve? Okay. Ooh. Okay, let's not spill blueberries everywhere like the other day. What was I saying? Beatrix might need a transitional area. That's what I was saying. And that's all I really had to say. I was just ranting. I was over explaining, as is my tendency to do. Let's see here. Where were we? Oh, Deadbug, and then Emily Pan. Okay, Travis Rutledge sent $5 with no comment. Thank you, Travis. Victor MX sends $7.26. No comment. Thank you, Victor. Emily says, Dear Brock, I'm so excited for you and your birds with the announcement of your generous support. Emily just sent $100, which means that her $100 is now $200, if that makes sense. Emily, thank you very much. Incredibly generous of you, and thank you for joining us again. Where I lost my place again. Emily? Yeah, Emily. Okay. Thank you so much, Emily. And then what else do we have here? Clemonix says thank you for everything you do for the birds. Thank you, Clemonix. Man, well, there's a lot of stuff going on here. A very rapid succession of comments and donations. Okay, this is my first Yukanuba. I think that's right. This is my first ever donation. I don't usually do this, but I love your mission for these birds, and I hope my $5 helps. It does, and not only is it $5, it's now $10 because of our generous patron. Incredibly generous. Hody here says, you deserve this, Brock. Ripley put you on this path and left you to carry on and help other birds when she knew you were strong enough. You got this, and we're here for you. I completely agree with that sentiment, and I think about it a lot. Trust me. Because, I mean, I've loved toucans since I was a little kid, but I never fully experienced having one until Ripley, and that's when I think I did love toucans as a kid, but I didn't fully fall in love with them, I don't think, until Ripley. And Ripley was really an essential part of getting me through a lot of really terrible things that had happened to me. So, but we wouldn't be here without her. So she served a very valuable purpose to not only to me, but for her kind and the education of her kind. And she'll never be forgotten thanks to that. She'll live on forever. If we do eventually have a larger facility that's, you know, non-profit and everything, and people can come and visit, it'll be named after her. So, what are you doing, Maeve? I'm kind of noticing here in the camera, this like looks a little uneven. It's like really bothering me right now. I shaved right before this. This like part right here is like really bothering me, and I know it's gonna bother you guys now too because I just pointed it out. Okay, let's continue. Lady Hawkmoth says thank you so much to the anonymous double up donor. How cool is that? And hi to you and your sweet burbs all the way from Denmark. Thank you, Lady Hawkmoth, and thank you for joining us from such a far distance. Crab Attack. What's up, Crab Attack? Good to see you. He says, hello, Brock. This donation is dedicated to Monochrome 6, who asks, have you seen the movie Rio? And to expand, what are your thoughts? I have seen Rio. Oh, this is probably gonna be a long question to answer. I've seen Rio. How long ago did I watch it? You know, I put off watching it for so long because normally when I see anything involving a cartoon bird or toucan, I roll my eyes and just don't want any part of it. Partially because I get so many Toucan Sam comments that I just want to murder Kellogg's, you know? But I did watch Rio eventually, based on the recommendation of a friend. And, I mean, some of it is inaccurate, but I think the overall message and sentiment of it is really good, if that makes sense. And I think I was kind of afraid it would portray bird owners as, like, really bad, because whatever, oh, that animal belongs in the wild, blah, 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 put it back where it came from, all those kind of comments you see all the time on channels like this. But I was pleasantly surprised to see that they really highlighted the main, what was her name? I don't remember what the girl's name was. The girl that was from Minnesota or whatever. They put her in a positive light as somebody who loved birds and wanted to help them, you know. And also they showed the double-edged sword that is having animals like that in captivity with the Spix macaw, and you know how the fact that it was in captivity is a way that we can help preserve its species from extinction. And even though a lot of them were illegally stolen out of the wild and all that kind of stuff, which sucks and is horrible, and I have no support for or any, like, I have nothing but hatred to people who do that. So, but at the same time, we have captive animals that can help preserve wild populations in the right hands. So there was a kind of a double-edged sword there, and I liked how they portrayed that the main macaw, I don't forget his name, Jesse Eisenberg, how he didn't know how to fly because he had never flown before and never needed to. He didn't know how to, like, take care of himself in the wild, and they contrasted the way that captive birds just would not survive in the wild, even though people are constantly trying to say, I don't know. I get all kinds of stupid comments like that all the time. It's like on Tupac's video where he's like waddling around. Why isn't that bird in the wild? Don't you know it belongs in the wild? Shame on you. Like, okay, well, first of all, you do realize that he has arthritis, and he wouldn't last 5 seconds in the wild. He would be immediately picked off by a hawk or something. He can't survive in the wild. Maeve is completely healthy as far as I know, and she couldn't survive in the wild. She's used to me cutting up papaya for her and putting it in a bowl and flying around a house. She doesn't know how to look for predators. She doesn't know how to forage for food. I try to replicate as much a foraging scenario as much as I can, but it's still not the same as the wild. She doesn't know how to live in a normal flock dynamic. There's all kinds of weird intricacies that people don't even think about when it comes to reintroducing animals into the wild, and they never consider the fact that there are benefits to animals being around people and in captivity as well. Not only through zoos, because people fall in love with the animals and want to help them, and want to help conservation, and want to do all that kind of stuff suddenly. Our personalities, like Steve Irwin, that inspire people to love animals and treat them with kindness, that wouldn't be possible without zoos and stuff like that. Or even morons in their living room with toucans. So, I really appreciated that the movie portrayed, and I've actually been wanting to do a video on this, like a reaction video. So it's been on my mind. I just haven't done it yet. Hey, mainly because the lighting back where I would want to watch it on my computer and kind of record at the same time, and the lighting back in my where the computer is just isn't. It's not very good. So I'm more hesitant to film back there because I have a couple of times with some of the videos, and I just haven't been. Oh my goodness! Maeve? What have you done? She started biting at the mouse. Hold on, let me fix what she did. There we go. Stop it. I've been wanting to do a reaction video to it, and I haven't got the chance because there's a lot of stuff where it's like, well, first of all, the Toco toucan, the George Lopez toucan, I don't remember any of their names, is a Toco toucan, and it is married to a keelbill toucan, but it takes place in Rio, and keelbill toucans, first of all, don't even live in Rio. They live in like Central America. And there's some parts of the very, very, very northern part of South America that keelbill toucans will live in. But it's like nowhere near where the movie takes place. I don't think it's even in Brazil at all. And they wouldn't be like breeding together. It just wouldn't happen. So what else? Like the toucans, I think they did have the toucans hop, because I was like, well, the toucan's not going to be waddling around like a parrot. Let's see if they actually animate the hop into it. Hey, what are you doing? Stop. And I think he did actually hop a couple times. So I don't know if their portrayal of toucans, and maybe even birds overall, is completely scientifically accurate, but I think the overall message of the story and the way that they presented everybody was very good. So that's my thoughts on Rio. And I think it's a good movie. I think it has a good message to it, even if it's not entirely scientifically accurate. So, oh, that was nice. Just got some of that on my chin. Hey, you got to make up your mind. You want blueberries or not? Because you come over here and you act like you're going to knock them over on the ground. Look, see? Don't do that. You want this or not? Beggars can't be choosers. Okay. Did you just drop that again, you little shit? You did, didn't you? There you go. Okay. Oh boy. Who wouldn't want to have a bunch of these around the house? You're cute sometimes. She's letting me pet her now. Okay. I guess people are using GoFundMe because GoFundMe's sending me notifications now. It's been long dormant. Okay. We're gonna try to add all this stuff up to the bar. We'll have to update the bar more frequently now, probably. Let's see here. Who said that comment? It was Crab Attack, wasn't it? Yeah. I hope that answered Monochrome's question. Thank you for bringing his question to my attention, Crab Attack. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you guys to donate and then ask other people's questions. So I appreciate that a lot. Okay. Clemonix says, thank you for everything you do for the birds. It's my pleasure, Clemonix. Thank you for the support. Yukonuba. Wait, didn't we get one from Yukonuba? Am I behind? Oh, I am behind. My mistake. I'm dumb. Okay. Foxy Thingy says, yup. I'm not sure what the yup is for. Did I forget something? Hopefully I didn't forget anything that you said previously. I'm a Flamingo. Says, I'm beyond happy for you. Congratulations on finding your place in the world. Looking after these beautiful birds. Don't ever doubt yourself. We love you. P.S. Thank you. Amazing anonymous donor, if you're watching right now. I think that they are. So thank you, anonymous donor, again, from everybody. And I'm hoping that maybe we can have some sort of setup. I know I'm at least going to have, after we move, we're going to have bird tricks out, I think. Because we've been waiting on that for a while. And this house just isn't... First of all, it's not presentable. Secondly, it's just... There's not enough room here for a bunch of crazy bird people. There's room here for me and some birds. But with other bird people and other birds, I just don't think there's another... I don't think... There's not enough room. I don't think it would go as well as we would want it to. Where was I? Oh, Chloe B says, thank you for your videos. 2 questions. What is your favorite animal other than toucans? And 2, can Tupac have a blueberry? Yes, he can. He was down eating papaya a second ago, but he will probably take a blueberry. You want one? What's my... Does it have to... Can it be a bird? Can it be like a... Ow. Because if it's a bird, I like harpy eagles a lot. That's my other favorite bird. Ow. If we're not talking birds, my other favorite animals are snakes. Specifically, more like boas and pythons are my favorite. Man, I don't know what happened to my shoulder here, but this feels really good to like rub right here. I need like a massage or something. Hopefully I'm allowed to say harpy eagle. That's my other favorite animal. If we're not talking birds, I don't have a specific boa or python, but definitely those snakes. Large constrictors. Well, not necessarily large, because I like Colombian boas and ball pythons as well, but I just think they're the most interesting. I just like animals that are designed, or just like seem like they've been designed for a specific purpose, and they're just really good at it. And snakes are that thing, I think, for sure. They're very well made to do exactly what they do, and they do it very well. Let's see here. Kayla K. Kayla K is her graduation, right? Yeah. Happy graduation. Cheers to doubling the donation power. That's amazing, and I'm very happy for you. And thank you and everyone else for the congratulations. Much love as always. Thank you, Kayla. Oh, excuse me, man. Okay. Fishing King says, this is all I can donate today, but anyways, I wish you and the birds luck with looking for a new place. Thank you, Fishing King. Again, guys, don't feel obligated to do anything. I'm just happy you're all here. Uriel Gray says you should check out Craig Young YouTube channel. He is a parrot trainer. Craig's Crazy Flock. He may be able to help brainstorm for Beatrix being cage bound. Much love, and so glad you're letting us help you out. And keep being you. The problem with the parrot trainers is they just don't. The toucans are completely different animals. They behave and think differently, and it's. Somebody suggested talking to a falconer, actually, which I thought maybe might be a good idea. I think behavior-wise, they may have more in common with a bird of prey than a parrot, because parrots they're just so much different than toucans. The way they behave, the way they think, the way they are, just overall. I've talked to parrot trainers. I mean, people have reached out to me. I've reached out to people. I've reached out to Jamie with bird tricks and stuff like that. And I've brainstormed with people before, and it's just like, I think actually my friend Dana, who I've talked about before, had the best idea, and she's had toucans for longer than I have, and I say she's like my toucan mentor, basically. I think she had the best ideas, and I've been applying her ideas to Beatrix. You want more? Here. I've been applying her ideas to Beatrix, and I think... Are you serious? Did you just drop that? Well, it's probably gone into the void now. Don't drop that. Yeah, I think... Anyways, as I was saying, I brainstormed with my friend Dana, who knows a lot about toucans as well, and then also with people who just study toucans in the wild, and I think I've come up with a way to do it, and a mixture of what I've been doing now and then my idea that I explained earlier about kind of having a transitional area, I think is the best option. I think that transitional area is going to help a lot. And just spending time, like, around her, you know? Just in the area where she knows I'm not going to hurt her. You know what I mean? Eventually she'll learn. It's just going to take time. It's going to take a lot of time, I'm sure. Stardust Dragon says, we all love your videos. Keep going with it. Congratulations on this deal with the person. Thank you, Stardust Dragon. Kayla Turner sent $5 with no comment. Thank you, Kayla. Tally says, hi, Brock and Flock. To the generous donor, thank you. You're an absolute legend. And Brock, you're doing an amazing job with your channel, and I feel privileged to donate. You're making a difference, and your work matters. Don't ever forget that. I try not to. It's just, you know, sometimes you get that little voice in your head that tells you otherwise. But I've been able to fight that voice much easier lately thanks to you guys. So thank you very much. Curtis says, hey, Brock. So Kate, Sol, and I are now asking questions for those who cannot donate. Okay, great. That's fantastic. Thank you guys for doing that. So, if there is anyone in the audience, come to Discord's general chat and ask questions. We will choose appropriate ones. Hope you're doing good, Brock. Curtis, this is a great idea. If you guys have Discord, go to the server on Discord. There's a link in the description. Join up. Go to the general chat. Ask questions. Curtis, who else is there? Kate, Sol, and Curtis are there. They're going to choose questions that you guys have to ask to me and donate on your behalf, basically, from what I'm reading. So I think that's an awesome idea, so we can get more diversity in questions and cover more ground. So go check out Discord, and if you're a patron on Patreon and you have Discord, make sure that you connect the two so that you get the special privileges, and you go to the Patreon. You get access to the Patreon channel on Discord, and to be quite frank, I'm on there more frequently than the rest of the channels, just because it's a little less overwhelming for me. So come join us out on there. And I don't know, Discord's been a lot of fun lately. I'm sorry that I can't be there as often as you'd probably want me to be. Here's the thing about me that people might not know. I don't do well with attention, and when people start giving me a lot of attention, it's almost overwhelming to me. I do what I do in front of the camera for the bird's sake, and hopefully it seems, at least, that I do a decent job at being a presenter, I guess. But I'm used to being behind the camera. Like, I was behind the camera, I was the editor, I was the producer for, years and years and years before I started this channel. That was my thing. So being in front of it is a completely different experience for me, and I think I'm getting better at it. But for the most part, when it comes to people putting their attention on me, it's just like, I don't know, it just overwhelms me easily for some reason. Some people do a lot better with that. For me, I have to kind of delegate time specifically to those sorts of things so that it doesn't start stressing me out based upon, well, advice from therapists and stuff. That's what I'm doing. So I think it's helped me a lot to just delegate time specifically to answer questions and emails and messages, and that's what I'm trying to do. So, but anyways, I'm off topic again. Go to Patreon, or not Patreon. Go to Discord. Go to Discord. Go to the general chat. Ask questions. Let Curtis and Kate and Soul pick them out for you, and to ask me here, right now. Do it now. Go on, do it now. Do you like my Arnold impression, Maeve? I'm embarrassing her. She's like, what is wrong with this guy? Okay. Let's see here. Congrats to, Penguin Girly. Okay. Ooh. Penguin Girly, 128. Sorry, I couldn't read that for some reason. Says, congrats to Brock and the Burbs on the awesome donor. You guys deserve it. Love your channel and the Burbs. Thank you, Penguin Girly. Acer Light, good to see you again. Sent $24.99 with no comment. Thank you, Acer. Homer says, game on, confession time. I wasn't sure whether you didn't get Tupac too soon after Ripley passed. Then I wasn't sure whether getting Maeve was a good idea because Tupac required so much care. No idea what I was thinking, and I'm genuinely sorry. Homer, it's okay. I had those same thoughts, trust me. So, but like with Tupac, it just seemed right because he needed help. He was needy. I'm needy. And honestly, Tupac requires a different kind of work and attention that the other birds need. Like, Tupac is super... He needs help getting down. He's like an old man, you know? He's like... It's the difference between watching an old man and a child. Between the two. Yeah, a lot of their problems are similar. Lots of poop, stuff like that. But with Tupac, he mainly just needs supervised to make sure he doesn't... Like, I need to help him down to his food sometimes, help him back up to the couch, make sure he doesn't fall off his perch. If he falls off his perch, make sure he gets back up on it, give him his medicine, preen his feathers for him, make sure he doesn't get too much dander and stuff on his head, stuff like that. Make sure his beak is taken care of because he can't really scratch it and take care of it like a normal toucan. Make sure all that kind of stuff. Whereas, like with Maeve, and Maeve is more like a kid. She's just crazy all over the place, dragging toys everywhere, going crazy. She's been pretty good today, actually. Weirdly enough, she's been good. But and then Beatrix is like a mentally, like a not mentally challenged. That's the wrong word. Like a crazy inmate, like somebody in the freaking insane asylum. She can be energetic. Like in her enclosure, she acts like a normal toucan, but when she's out here, she acts a lot more scared and timid. So, Maeve behaves like a normal toucan because she's been healthy her whole life for the most part. There's some concern I have about her nutrition when she was a baby. That I need to take her to the vet just to double check, but I think she's fine. She behaves fine, at least. We'll see. But, let's see here. Homer, but thank you for saying that. I wasn't sure either. I just did what felt right. And I haven't regretted getting any of the birds at all. I think the closest one I felt to regret was with Beatrix. Because I started thinking maybe she would fare better in a... I don't know, almost like in a zoo or something, because she just didn't want to be around people, you know? But I think that she is warmed up to the idea, and that with time she will get there. It's just going to take some time. So, Maeve, she just pooped. Let's see. Vaves says, I don't understand people that dislike your live streams. Why would you join a live stream only to dislike it? Besides, dislike videos of YouTubers who just make videos of their hobbies and once your Wait, was there more to that? Okay, there was a dot 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 as if there was more, but then there's not more. So, but thank you, Vaves, for the comment. And yeah, what's up? Why are you guys disliking? Come on, man. What's up? What did I do to you? Parrot Mom says, Brock, you are kind and patient with your birds. Bless you. I try to be patient. I'm not the most patient person ever, but I've learned patience with the birds, at least. And there are good moments that definitely make it worth it. I'll update the bar here in a bit, so give me a second. Holly Goodwin says, I found your channel the first day of quarantine. I'm a teacher, and I've been so depressed not being able to see my students every day. Thank you for bringing some joy to my life with your beautiful flock. Blessings, Brock. Thank you, Holly. And I hope that you are able to get back to school soon. I don't know what's going on with schools this year, for the rest of this year, but I haven't heard anything about that. I haven't even thought about it. And that's a good point. What's going on with schools? Does anyone know? It's like, are schools coming back, or like, what's going on? That seems like maybe not the best idea right now, but because kids carry a lot of germs. Oh, here's Vave's comment completed. Okay. Besides dislike videos of YouTubers who just make videos of their hobbies and want your money because they are too lazy to have a real job, but don't dislike videos of a guy who is working his ass off to improve the life of some mistreated birds. I find this incredibly petty. You know, I do try to show some grace to people that are new here, because they may not know they don't know like the complete story of everything. It does irritate me to no end. Sometimes I probably answer comments when I shouldn't have and feed the trolls when they were like, why aren't these birds in the wild, blah blah blah, and then I end up answering them just out of temporary frustration. Maybe I shouldn't do that, but the fact is, a lot of people come around here and maybe they're new and they just don't understand. They don't understand my story. They don't understand the goal of the channel. They don't understand birds in general. Then they don't understand the birds that I have and their health situations. They don't understand my health situations. They don't understand, there's a lot of factors that go into everything here. And I can kind of understand, maybe if somebody isn't an animal person or doesn't know a lot about birds, that maybe they would kind of see, okay, this guy just has birds and wants money. Maybe I could see that and understand why they might think that. And sometimes, that bad little voice in my head makes me feel that way too sometimes. So, and then I feel bad and guilty about it. So, but, I remind myself too that there's a greater goal in mind. But I understand why people might think that, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And then I go on YouTube and people are making millions of dollars playing video games and reacting to memes, and I don't feel bad about it. So I do my best to try to do the right thing and to provide a good life for the birds, and that's all I really want. And if there ever comes a time in the future where I have the money to do that without doing things like this with donations, and I'd still do live streams, of course, because you guys enjoy it. But if there ever comes a time where I can do all that stuff and not have to do Patreon and stuff, I will probably do that, unless people really insist on me keeping it up. But that's not an option right now. So, and nobody else wants to do this stuff. Like, there's nobody else out there trying to help toucans specifically. There's a lot of parrot people, but the toucans are a completely different thing. So, I don't know. It is a huge blessing having. I don't know. It's just great having you guys. That's all I have to say. Because I couldn't do it without you. And I try to do the right thing, I just want to, as long as I'm doing the right thing, then nothing else really matters, I don't care what people think, so. But I understand why they might think that. Give me a second to get a drink. Oh, here's your blueberry you flung all the way over here. You want this? Hey. noticed you have some poop here that we need to clean. Let's do that. You want to help me clean it? Wow, that's so nice of you. You're being such a help. Stop. Stop it. Okay. We might need to, let's go get a towel real quick and clean up Maeve's water before it warps the floor. Chasing the towel now down here? She's down here chasing the towel while I'm trying to wipe the water up. What's wrong with you? Hey, come back up here. Look. I don't know why she always freaks out over towels. It's not squeaky anymore because he filled it with water. Okay. Let's get back to it. 69 Dartman says, here's some help towards a better home for you and your bananas. Thank you, 69 Dartman. Kate says, what is Maeve's favorite perch that she shouldn't be using as a perch? That lamp over here. In the last video with the... She just filled that thing with water again. The last video with her in with the paper towel roll. Yeah. She's sitting on this lamp over here. And I've just given up trying to get her to stop because she likes to sit up there. So I just do my best to try to clean the poop off of it. But that's her favorite thing that shouldn't be a perch. It used to be the TV, but now I have like a row of upside down plastic spoons. Or no, what are they, spoons? Or were they knives? Upside down plastic knives with the handle sticking up to help. It discourages her from landing on the TV. She hasn't landed on it since I put it there. So, I think it works. That was her old favorite perch, though. Having fun? Maeve's being pretty good today. I'll give her credit. I think if filling her toy with water is the worst thing she does today, we'll be good. Let's see here. Mr. Jam Excess. Mr. Jam Excess sent $100. And he says, a round of blueberries on me. Okay, we'll get some blueberries for everybody. If you guys want me to give the birds blueberries or scritches or boops or whatever, just specify it in the comments when you send them. Maeve, do you want this or do you want to continue with your toy? You want that? Hey. Okay, Maeve's not going to have one right now. She's too occupied with trying to murder her squeaky toy. She's having fun trying to drown it. Having fun drowning your little squeaky toy? That was actually Ripley's squeaky toy. So, it has been passed down to Maeve. You dropped it. Let's see here. Oh yeah, thank you, Mr. Jam Access. And what else? Gene says, hope the move goes well. Thank you, Gene. Sweeanne sent SEK50, not sure what that is, but with no comment, but thank you. Curtis says, are there periods that the toucans will croak more often than they do? I never hear them in your live streams. The only time that they make a lot of noise, well, for Tupac, he usually croaks when he is trying to bring attention to something, like Beatrix. Beatrix makes him really nervous, or like if a new person comes over that he doesn't quite recognize, he'll start croaking. And then if I bring Beatrix out, sometimes he'll start croaking. So for him, it's usually just when it's something that he isn't too sure about and is kind of nervous about them being around. For Maeve, it's me not being directly near her 100% of the time. That's when she does it. So when she's out here, she's usually quiet. Usually. Lately, she's been just doing it randomly for no reason. But me not being in the room is what triggers Maeve. If she's, like, even if she's out here and I go into my bedroom, she just starts yelping. So she just wants me around her at all times. And for Ripley, it was the same exact way. If I wasn't in the room with her, she would start croaking. For Tupac, he will sometimes croak when I'm not in the room, but usually it's like he does it when it's something that could be seen as a potential threat, I guess, in his mind. Beatrix used to croak a lot, and she's stopped. So I don't know why she stopped, but I haven't heard her croak in at least a month or two, because I've been trying to do a video on their vocalizations and stuff, and the differences between the species and all that kind of thing. So I've been trying to capture footage of them doing their individual calls, and I've managed to get Maeve. I managed to get Tupac, but I have not managed to get Beatrix doing her call because she just doesn't do it anymore for some reason. So I might end up having to use footage of another keel build toucan or something. I don't think I've gotten video on the channel of her doing it directly. I think you can hear it in the background in some videos, but you can't see her actually making it. And I kind of want to show the behavior that they do. Because they kind of like flick their tail around like this, and they bob up and down. When I started doing that, Maeve started getting nervous. So something about that motion makes them think that something's wrong. Did you see me do that? Hey. Look. Come up here. Come on. Okay, maybe not. She doesn't care now. Hey, you want a blueberry? From Mr. Jam Access? Look. Come here. I got one for you. You gotta take it out of my hand. You can't get it out of the carton. Come on. Hey, look. There. Okay. Usually it's, in the wild they use it to keep tabs on their flock members, and then if they don't croak back, they don't make noise back, they think something is wrong. You know? Because it's like they ping off of each other in the wild. So one will be over here, 50 yards away or whatever, make the noise. Another one's over 75 yards away, makes the noise back, and then they kind of just have this, like, they ping off of each other. They all have individual voices that they can all recognize. And when one of them doesn't call back, then they think there's something wrong. So they're constantly, in their flocks, they're pinging off of each other. And they'll use it to raise alert for predators, birds of prey, that kind of thing, so that the other flock members know that there's something wrong. And I think there's something about the way they make the noise that can tell the other flock members. I'm not sure what it is exactly, but there's something about the way that their voice is that can tell them whether it's just a way to locate the other member, or whether there's something and there's some danger potentially. But in the wild, they're doing it if they're away from each other and they're trying to find each other. So if I hear Maeve do it, I usually try to make a noise back at her so that she knows that I'm okay. Because I'm always worried about when I'm out of the house if they're doing that. And if she's making noise trying to find me and I don't make anything back, if she thinks something bad has happened to me and it might stress her out. I'm not sure if it works the same in captivity or not, but it's something I think about a lot. You want more? But as long as she's like right here next to me, she usually doesn't make any noise. Chrome Decuro says, "You know your voice is nice enough to put people asleep in a good way." Hope you like the Maeve color edit I did on Petra's pic she allowed me to do. It took me a long while. Where did you post that to? Was it on the fan creations on Discord? Because I'm not sure if I saw it or not. I need to check it out though. Some Guy Studios. Oh, that was just a subscriber. Never mind. June says, "Good luck and thank you to your wonderfully generous patron. You give us such..." Oh man, sorry, the thing shifted down. Okay, I lost my place. Oh, here we go. "You give us such not letting us share your life with the wonderful..." You give us such now, I think is what you meant to say. So now letting us share your life with the wonderful toucans. Love and hugs. Thank you, June. Sorry I butchered your comment so horribly. Soul says, Dragonfly289 asks, "Are there any grants you can apply for to help you find and support your bird sanctuary?" If you guys know of any, let me know, but I don't think that's a thing. If it was, see, I've been considering becoming a nonprofit, but there's things about the nonprofit that I fear would interfere with the YouTube channel and put limitations on it. And that's something I don't necessarily want to happen. You know, I want to be able to do the content that I want to do and share what I want to share with people, without restrictions being on the YouTube channel. I don't know. I'm not aware of any channels that are also nonprofits, but I'd be interested if any of you know of any, because I've been doing research and asking around a lot on that. And I was really adamant about becoming a nonprofit for a while, and I think I still probably will after we move. But there's a lot about it that it just makes me nervous when it comes to, maybe this sounds bad, but when they put restrictions and tell you what and what not to do with stuff, and obviously we've seen with nonprofits in the past, with animal sanctuaries, they're not always run very well, and they don't always treat the animals right, and I'm not sure why that is, but I don't think becoming a nonprofit suddenly makes you better at taking care of animals or anything like that. So I think the main benefit I would want is for when people donate and stuff, they can write it off their taxes. You know, that's the main benefit that I would want from being a nonprofit. But I'm really fearful because we do YouTube and social media, how that might affect the way that I do things. You know, and if it would do that negatively, if that makes sense. And that's what I'm afraid of. So, but it would be, I think there's a lot of benefits that, especially with people donating, that you can write it off your taxes. I think that's a great benefit. That would be a fantastic thing. And, I don't know, there's some stuff that makes me a little bit nervous. You know what I mean? Especially regarding the channel. So, I'm still looking into it, and I think I probably still will do it after we move, but because there's no sense in starting it right now, when in Louisiana, when I'm not going to be here in a couple months. So, what was the question? What am I talking about? Oh, for a grant. I don't know where I got, because I know that you can get a grant if you're a nonprofit. I think I read that somewhere. But I don't know. When you start having restrictions and stuff on things you can and can't do, that kind of stuff just makes me nervous. And maybe the selfish part of me just wants some independence from that. But then, I want to have the legitimacy of being an actual animal sanctuary, because that shows some legitimacy in people's eyes, I think, for sure. But it also doesn't necessarily mean that you're a good animal sanctuary if you're doing that. So I don't know. There's been some sketchy stuff lately about, I'm not going to go into it and who it was or anything like that, but I know some people that run nonprofits, and there's been some sketchy stuff that's come out about them recently, and it almost kind of turned me off on the idea in some ways. I know it's not like directly associated, and maybe they're just bad people or whatever, but I don't know. Those are some of my thoughts on the topic. And grants, I think, are more associated with nonprofits. You'd have to be a nonprofit first. And maybe this is the inner libertarian part of me coming out. I don't know. But I don't particularly like the government to tell me what I can and can't do especially with my animals. So, I don't know. There's just some stuff like that makes me a little bit nervous. And maybe I'm completely off base with saying that. I don't know. But I'm going to continue to really think hard about it and do as much research as I can before I actually pull the trigger on it. So, I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts? Tell me what you guys think. Anyways. We have a grant now. We have our person that is being our patron that's donating an insane amount of money, is more than any grant could ever give us, I'm sure. I don't know. I almost like the idea of just being, and maybe this is bad because it's like, I don't know. I don't think there's any right answer, and maybe I'm just overthinking everything. What are you doing? Stop. I'm sorry for ranting, guys. I know I start thinking out loud a lot on streams, but those are my thoughts. I want to be as transparent with you guys as I possibly can, because you're investing not only your lives into me, but your money, and I want you guys to know where my thought process is on some of these things. So if the topic comes up where I feel like I can kind of elaborate on things, then I take the opportunity, So I want to be as transparent as I possibly can. But it's a good question. But I don't think they would do anything without me being a nonprofit first. Kate is asking on behalf of Duran6. I have a question. Do toucans get scared by thunder? I don't think they do, because we've had some bad thunderstorms lately, and they've just sat in the window, and you can hear thunder in the background. They're just like, they just don't even react to it. They don't care. But I have heard stories of the natives of South America saying that when the toucans start croaking and making a lot of noise, that means it's about to rain. I don't know if there's any truth to that. It could be possible that the birds can sense that the weather's about to change and they're warning the other members of their flock. There could be some truth to that. I don't have a verification on it, though, but that's the stories that I've heard about some of the natives of South America saying that. Okay. Carrie C says, just got to send some love to Brock and the flock. Thanks for being such an uplifting and kind person. Thank you, Carrie C, for your support and your kind words. I really do appreciate it. They mean a lot to me. Kate says, this is from Kate, but she's asking on behalf of Rieria? I think that's how you say it. If you turn Maeve upside down, does her red butt mark look like a heart? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's see if she'll let me do it. Hey, come here. No, it's okay. Hey, hey, come on. It doesn't really look like a heart. It just looks like a triangle. Well, it kind of does. Okay, calm down. All right. I'm letting you up. Jeez. She's like, do not restrict me again, peasant. back's starting to hurt. Okay. Ooh, my sternum popped and my shoulders and everything. Ouch. Man. I feel like, does the camera need angled down a little bit? It might need angled down a bit. Let's do that. Okay. You want to come sit here with me? Come here. Come on. You come sit on my leg? Okay, there you go. Well, we can't see Maeve. She's here though. Oh, there she goes. Can everybody hear me? I know I've moved a little far here. Hey, don't start with the mic stuff, okay? Come on. Let's look at your butt. She's like, I don't want this. You don't like to be held? Alright, that's fine. Where was I? Oh, where the hell was I? Why can't I find where I was? Oh, I need to refresh the page. Where was the last one? The last one is from Kate, right? Yeah, asking on behalf. Okay. Next one is from. Oh, wait, no, we did Carrie C. We just did that one. Wait, did we? Oh, no, it was from Kate. Asking if Maeve's butt looks like a heart. Okay. Curtis asks, how do you feel about urban sprawl and how it affects wildlife? I mean, how else is. I mean, it's. I mean, a lot of times it affects wildlife negatively, obviously, but a lot of them can also adapt. Maeve, don't. She's now pooping everywhere. I'm gonna have to clean that up in a second. Okay. I don't know if I can educatedly answer this question. I mean, it's good for people in a way, but it's bad for animals. But a lot of times, animals are able to adapt. So, but on the other hand, there's a lot more open space than we really realize when it comes to, you know, actual unpopulated, completely wild areas. But I think what has a greater effect overall is probably stuff like logging and livestock and just general deforestation. I think I think that's a lot of times there has to be some deforestation for or urban development, and I think the fact that there's deforestation affects wildlife greater than just the city being there, if that makes sense. But you have to clear the area for the city. So I'm trying to think of terms in like areas like South America where there's a lot of space, and even here in America there's a lot of space too that we don't. I mean, you can drive for hours between cities with almost nothing in between, and that's even more so with the Amazon and stuff in South America. But what really affects those areas is the constant burning and deforestation, and the wildfires that start from the burning of them deforestate or clearing the area, for livestock or whatever else. I think that's what has the most effect on wildlife as a whole, and I'm not sure if it's probably worse than just the cities being there. I mean, obviously with cities comes pollution and stuff like that, but I think that the fires, like the fires in the Amazon earlier. Was that this year, or was it last year? The Amazon fires last year had a really horrible effect on, you know, the Amazon. Even though relatively they just cleared a small portion, it spread and made everything worse. And the smoke kills birds and stuff like that, and it just drives the animals out of the forest into other areas, and it's a whole thing, you know. So I think overall that probably has more effect on just the general development of cities, but you know we're just there's just going to be more and more and more people until eventually there's even less wild areas left. So, but I don't know. I don't feel educated enough to really answer that appropriately, but that's kind of my opinion. It might be an uneducated opinion, so if anybody's listening to me, don't, like, I don't know. I would say maybe don't listen to me completely, just in case I'm wrong on something. Um, I gotta clean the poop now. Hold on. Stop pooping. Hey, can you not? Can you don't? Why are you always interested in me doing this, huh? Okay. Ugh. There you go. You want some more? All right, let's get back to it. Where were we? Oh, urban sprawl. That's right. Julian or Julian, I'm not sure. Julian Harmon says, "Here's 5 of our English pounds. Thanks to that special person. Hopefully Beatrix will come around soon. I hope she does too. Thank you, Julian. Hopefully I'm saying your name right." Hansa Tiki says, "Hello, Brock. Listen, don't bother about those people who are saying that you are doing this. Wait, that you're doing this kind of content only because of money. They are just jealous because you are successful and they aren't." That's probably true. Although I don't know if I would call myself completely successful yet. I'm at least successful in having a dedicated fan base, which is a good thing. But we're getting there. We're getting there. There's always going to be haters, right? They hate us because they ain't us. Where are we? Oh, Kate Smith says, first off, congrats on the donation. You deserve it. Also, know that we are here for you. I know how hard it can be to struggle with mental health and have an emotional support dog. If you ever need help, I'm here. Also, please give the bananas scratches. I will give some. Let's see if Tupac will let me. No? Okay. I gave him a little one, but he's not wanting to be touched right now. Maeve, come here. Look at her back there. Nope, this side. Oh, I keep screwing it up. Here we go. See her back there? Maeve, what are you doing? Let's see if we can lure her here for some blueberries. Maeve. Maeve! Come on. You want this? Hey. Maeve. Hey. She's looking at me. Look what I have. Look. There you go. Come here. Alright, we gave her a little scratch too. Kate, wait, did I? Yeah, no, I read that. Kate Smith's. Debbie Putnam, good to see you again, Debbie. Debbie says, hi, Brock. I'm so happy to hear about the anonymous donor and want to say thanks. You have been such a blessing to your bananas and can help others too. And we are glad to be here for you. Love your channel. Thank you, Debbie, for the kind words. And thanks for joining us. All these people, it's crazy that all these people are here like every time we do a stream. Crab Attack says, Hobie Giraffe wants to know the sounds toucan. What do the sounds toucan make mean? Expanded, are there different sounds other than the clicks? They do the clicks, and each species has a different kind of click that they do. And I'm making a video on this, so it's crazy that I'm getting questions about this today multiple times because I'm actually making a video on this. Like, I'm in the process of trying to film everything for it. I'm just waiting for. Well, I was hoping Beatrix would do her call where I can record her doing it, but I haven't heard her do it in a while, so I might have to just substitute a generic keel-billed toucan off the internet or something, off of some database of bird sounds, or who knows, maybe another video. A wild keel-billed toucan, I don't know. We might have to substitute that because I haven't heard her make her actual call in a while. But other than the clicks, they do. There's three main. Well, there's. How to explain this? There's two main calls that the Rhemphastos, the big toucans like Maeve and Tupac, like the true toucans, not Araceres, not toucanettes, but the big. Oh my goodness. She has my mask. It has toucans on it. Maybe she'll bring it over here for us to look at. They have two main sounds. I have examples of both. Actually, I have examples from the main three divergences on the or why am I so confused today? The genus Rhemphastos. There are croaking toucans like Tupac, and then there are yelping toucans like Maeve. So, and then there are three, the Toko toucans, even though they are croakers, actually evolved completely separately from, well, I'm pointing over to Beatrix where she is, separately from channel-billed toucans that croak, keel-billed toucans that croak, green-billed toucans that croak. The Toko toucans actually evolved separately from them to an extent, even though they share a common ancestor. Phylogenetically, they evolved differently and actually completely separately. Whereas yelping toucans like Maeve, they have smooth bills on the top. Their bill shape is a little bit different. Toko toucans are technically keel-billed toucans because their bill, like keel-billed toucans, is also in the shape of a keel. Like it has the point up at the top like this. Whereas with Maeve is like this. She's smooth at the top. Actually, if she points forward right now, we can see. Can you show everybody? She's round and smooth at the top. Hey, look. Okay. You can kind of see it when she does that. But her bill comes to round. It's round on the top, like this. Like, if that was her bill, it would be like this. And while Tupac and Beatrix are like this. But the smooth-billed toucans all yelp, like Maeve. They sound like dogs, or they sound like no, they sound kind of like little yappy, very loud yappy dogs, like very loud. Their calls probably carry further than the croaking, I imagine. But the yelping toucans like Maeve, red-billed toucan, and Swainson's toucans are yelpers as well. And then there's different variations. Each species sounds a little bit different, even if they're yelping or croaking. So, but they all click, and they all have a call, a very loud call like that. And then I haven't noticed this with any Toko, but with Beatrix and Maeve, they sometimes make a little, like a throaty kind of a clucking kind of noise, or I don't know how to explain it. It's like a raspy, throaty. I'm trying to think. I might be able to find an example of it on here. Let's see. I think I know one person on Instagram that maybe got it recorded well. Maeve doesn't do it as often as Beatrix does, but I've heard it on here before. Let me see if I can find an example of it so you guys can hear it. I think I can. Ah, here we go. This might freak Maeve out. It sounds like this. Maeve is like, what the hell? It's kind of like it's a different noise. They don't do it as often. I'm not sure exactly what it means. Beatrix doesn't that noise. She heard a bird outside that time and freaked out. You hear the bird outside? Maeve reacts more to songbird noises and stuff for some reason. When she hears that on TV, then she does her own species, or like even a bird of prey noise. She's like freaking out. Come back over here where people can see you. She's on this bookshelf right here. Anyways, as I was saying, there's kind of a third sound, but it's almost like a transition. It's like a mix between the croaking sound and the clicking sound. It's somewhere in between there, but it's not very loud. It's more like on the volume of the clicking. I'm not sure what it means. I'm trying to figure out. It might be a breeding or a courtship type noise. I'm not sure, but if it is, I'm not sure why Beatrix does it. But because Beatrix does different, she's made more noises than any other toucan that I've had. She does her normal clicking, and then she does her croaking, and then she does that kind of like that noise I just showed you. She'll do that. And then she has different volumes and different pitches in her clicks that are weird. Sometimes her clicks sound a little throaty. And I'm kind of wondering almost if the respiratory infections that she had may have somehow damaged that part of her or something, or changed it, or I'm not sure. But because I need to find somebody else that has a keel-billed toucan and ask them, or get a recording of the noises and ask them if they've heard anything like that. But it sounds very peculiar. So, but the main noises they make that you'll hear the most often are the calling, like I've described, and then clicking. Obviously, you guys all know that. So, but each species sounds a little different. And sometimes they sound completely different, like the calls, but they all click. And the Araceres chatter instead of click. They make a weird chattering noise. It's actually really cute. Anyways, Again, I take a long time answering a question. Okay, let's go down. Where did I miss? How long have we been streaming? Oh, it's almost been 2 hours. Doesn't even feel like that. I need to try to find out where we were. Let's see. Okay, here we go. We were at Crab Attack. Thank you, Crab Attack, for asking that question for him. Lucas Hampton says, super excited about the update on your mission. Happy Saturday from Lucas and King, the sweetest boy around. Please hand out some berries for us. Slante Mahath? I hope I'm reading that right. I'm not sure what that means, Lucas. I'm sorry. But yeah, we're gonna give some berries out. Hold on. There you go. Maeve, would you like one? You wanna come here? Look. She looks pretty content up there, sitting. Tupac wants some though. Maybe I can move the camera over a little bit so you guys can see her. There we go. There, now you guys can see her. Maybe she'll catch one for us. Let's see. There we go. Well, the GIF thing covered it up, but she caught it. Where were we? Oh, I'm a Flamingo says, I have a question. If Ripley were still there, how do you think she would have got on with the flock, particularly Maeve? Who would be the alpha bird? I think Ripley would. Ripley would definitely be the. Well, maybe Tupac. I don't know. It depends on how Tupac and Ripley would have interacted, because both of them right now are the top bird. I think Ripley would have. Ripley was generally a lot more assertive, and, well, depending on what it was, sometimes with people she would be kind of scared of them, but she was a lot more. She would attack more frequently than, like, Maeve. Maeve is a lot more. I think Maeve would rather just stay away. Or Maeve is just generally actually just friendly with everybody. So, she's a very friendly bird. Ripley was more cautious and defensive, I would say. Or more protective, if that makes sense. So, I'm not sure. I think that Ripley would probably be... Ripley or Tupac would be the top bird as far as the flock goes. Maeve would not be able to challenge her because Ripley was bigger than her and generally more aggressive than she was, or she is. So, I don't know. It'd be interesting. Ripley had also never seen another toucan, so I don't know how they would interact. I think I'd be a lot more hesitant having the birds around each other if Ripley were around. Because Ripley, I don't know how Ripley would have reacted to other birds. It's kind of hard to say. The only other time that she was around birds was I took her into a bird store once in like Oklahoma or something, and I had her on a harness, and I had the harness very close, like, so she couldn't go anywhere. But she didn't generally want to go anywhere. She just wanted to sit on me the whole time. And that's how Ripley was in general. She just generally didn't want to. If she was in an unfamiliar area, she would always stay on me, even if harness or no. Because like a couple of times I had a hotel. I would take her to a hotel with me, and if I went out into the hallway to like go to the vending machine, she would land on me and try to come with me and like ride on my shoulder. And so one time I was like, "You really want to come out here? All right, you can come. You can come with me. Let's see what happens. I mean, it's all indoors, so let's see what happens." And all she did was just she got really close to my neck, and just like her pupils are like, oh crap, like she was really nervous about going out in an unfamiliar area and just got as close as she possibly could to me, and then she just pooped uncontrollably for like a minute. She pooped probably 3 times in a minute because she was so scared. So she was very protective of the space that she was familiar with, but she was scared. She was a scaredy cat outside of her element. So it's, I'm not sure how she would react, but I would imagine she would probably be if it's not Tupac, she would be the top one. I think Tupac has an advantage because he's bigger than all the other ones, and also he doesn't move. And not moving, like standing your ground, is a display of power to them. The bird that flies off is the one that's weaker, and Tupac can't even do that. So he's just automatically, by default, the strongest because he doesn't move when they try to challenge him. So they have a lot more respect for him because they know he doesn't go anywhere. He's like stands his ground. So I don't know how Ripley would be with him. I think she would definitely be above the other two birds, but I'm not sure how she would interact with Tupac. I think about that a lot. Oh, I just noticed Crab Attack's donation with that question was $100. Thank you, Crab Attack. Good lord. I'm sorry I didn't notice that when I read it. Evelyn sent $3 with no comment. Neb, good to see you, Neb, says this is from Penguin. Penguin just said, I love you. Penguin is her starling, right? Tell Penguin we all love her as well. Curtis says, Velociraptor 42 asked my dad, Bod wants to know how you keep that figure drinking full sugar Coke all the time. I've always had high metabolism, and first of all, I don't eat or drink that much. Secondly, I drink Coke on the streams here because I'm trying to relax. I drink a lot of water too. Like I'd either drink Coke or water, and I drink a lot more water than I do Coke. And it seems like I drink a lot of Coke to you guys because I'm drinking it on stream, but I do drink a lot of water as well. I drink like 2 giant bottles of water before I go to sleep every night. So there's that. There's the fact that I really don't eat that much, and then there's the fact that naturally in my family all the men are tall and skinny, and I guess we just have high metabolism. I don't know. There's not a lot of like thicker people in my family, so everyone's either short and small or tall and kind of lanky, and I kind of got the tall and lanky part of it, so that's why. A little bit of luck with genetics, but also I don't drink as much as you guys think I do. It just seems that way, because of streams. Sean Murray says, just wanted to support your channel. First time sending money. Hee hee. Thank you, Sean, very much. And thank you for your support and viewership, of course. Curtis. Excuse me. My voice is like going out for a second. Curtis is asking on behalf of Milla, what would you do if you had a burb with the personality of Tupac and Ripley? Of them combined? It depends on which aspects of them were combined. It'd be nice if Ripley was a little more chill, because she was more crazy like Maeve. I don't know. That would be cool, because they're both great. They were both great birds, so imagine them being together. Maybe if we get another Tuco, thinking of Breaking Bad. If we get we should name that's a good name for a Toco Toucan, actually, now I'm thinking about it. Tuco Salamanca. I have to keep that in mind for the future. If we get another Toco, maybe it'll be somewhere between Tupac and Ripley. I think that generally, having Tupac around has been a good thing, because I think that Maeve maybe has fed off of his calm behavior, calm, non-aggressive behavior, and that's maybe made her a little more tolerable as a toucan, as opposed to other toucans, which sometimes aren't very tolerable to have around at all, because they're very mean sometimes. Maeve has been great. She's been a great bird. She's never attacked anybody. She's never. Sometimes she bites a little hard, but it's never been like Ripley trying to attack me. Sometimes Ripley hated when I cleaned anything, especially her cage, and she would try to attack me when I was doing it constantly. And I would have to take her into another room while I cleaned her cage. I don't know what about the motion of cleaning, like, cause I'd get the poo off or the poo off stuff, whatever, the it's bird safe stuff, so I could use it around her safely. And I would be trying to clean the windows on her cage, and she just did not like it at all. So I don't know what about that. She just had weird things that just made her suddenly get aggressive. But Maeve has never had that issue. I'm not sure if it's a difference with species or what. Maybe it's better having them around other birds. It kind of keeps them humble a little bit. I'm not sure. I'm really interested to see what happens with a completely healthy Toko growing up around other toucans, especially different species of toucans, and how they might feed off of each other's behaviors, if that makes sense, and see how, I think that they do affect how the other acts a little bit. Because I can definitely tell that it seems to me, at least, that Beatrix has become a little more calm around Maeve, because I think she and Maeve have developed some sort of rapport because they sleep next to each other. They have their divided enclosure, and they don't try to attack each other really anymore. I can't remember the last time I saw them try to attack each other, like in the video when I first put them in there, like through the barrier. I'm actually thinking about just removing the plexiglass there, because they just don't, they stick their beaks through the bars and they hold each other's beaks, and they kind of I guess nibble or kind of tap their beaks together through the bars, but they never try to attack each other in the enclosure. They'll try to fence out here sometimes, as you guys have seen. But I think Beatrix is having a little easier time developing a relationship with Maeve. And then maybe because of Maeve's ability to trust me and be around me, Beatrix might be more likely to see that I'm not a threat to her, I guess. So I think that they do feed off of each other's vibes and behaviors and personalities and stuff like that. And it does affect the way that they act to some extent. And maybe Ripley was the way she was because she was the only toucan, and she kind of thought she was, I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for? She thought she was bigger than she was, I guess, if that makes sense. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Connor McMenemy, good to see you, Connor. Says, congratulations, Brock. I'm so happy for you, and thank you, Mr. Donor. Celebratory Coke and blueberries. Best wishes from the UK. Thanks for joining us, Connor. Kate says, following up on my Discord question from last week, if Beatrix is a Tokyo tea, any thoughts on what drinks Tupac and Maeve would be? I gotta know. I have to think about that. I don't know. I really have to think about it. She's wanting. We were talking about what cocktail each of the birds would be, and I said Beatrix would be a Tokyo tea because she's green and she'll f you up, and also the Tokyo fits in with the Kill Bill type of theme, I guess. But I don't know what Maeve and Tupac would be. Maeve's got to be something girly. She's got to be a girly drink. She's got to be like a Bahama Mama or something. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Tupac's got to be something chill. Maybe Tupac's not a cocktail. He's just a fine scotch. I don't know what they would be. I'd really have to think about it. I have been thinking about that question, but I don't have a solid answer that I'm confident in, which is really dumb that I have to think about a question like that for so long. But I don't know. I'm still thinking about it, Kate. I'll get back to you. You tell me what you think they are, and we'll go off of that. I need to bounce some ideas off of people. Corinne Dottie says, hello, I've been here since the first video and love hanging out. Me and my two cockatiels watch all the time and they love it. Thank you for all the help you give these birds. You're amazing, and chin up. Thank you, Corinne. That's very kind of you to say. And tell your cockatiels we say hello. And thank you for watching as well. Pablo Dugenheim sent $25, but with no comment. Thank you, Pablo. Flicker Fish, hello there. Maeve says, hey, Brock and Birds. Can I read? Can you not put your face in front of it? Hello, hey, Brock and Birds. And thank you to the anonymous donor. Can toucans eat kiwi or strawberries? Yes, they can eat kiwi and strawberries, although I would not recommend it as a normal dietary item. They can have that stuff as a treat. They've had both kiwis and strawberries in the past. Well, at least Tupac has. What do you stop? You're touching the screen. You're making the window go away. Are you being loving now? Are you trying to love me now all of a sudden? Listen to her, like, sounds like she's purring. Can I pet you? I don't know what she's doing right now. You just want love? Sometimes you just want love, don't you? It's rare that you want love, but sometimes it happens, doesn't it? Sometimes you're sweet, huh? Is it short-lived? You want to look at my phone? Okay, alright, see you later. Short-lived love. We've all been there, right? Short-lived love. She's attacking the stuffed animals now. Great. Let's see here. Where did we leave off? Kiwi and strawberries. Yes, we will do. And we will do fruit reviews of kiwi and strawberries eventually. They're safe fruits for toucans to have, but I wouldn't recommend. I think they're higher in sugar than I would like for them to be a normal part of their diet. So I'll use papaya and blueberries and stuff like that instead. You want more blueberries? Here. Is that why you're trying to love me? You just wanted food? Where were we? Oh, Goldfish 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 says, "Good evening, everyone." Good evening, Goldfish. Thanks for joining us again. Neb says, "This is from Sweet Pea, my snowy quail. She wants to know if toucans like veggies. If so, which ones?" Sweet Pea loves corn and lettuce. There is some debate, or not debate. There's some question of whether or not we shouldn't be including more vegetables in toucans' diets, and I might end up changing their diet in the next year or so because of that question. Maybe more beans and carrots and stuff like that. We're not sure. I'm waiting to hear back from my knowledgeable contact about stuff like that. But their recommended diet might be updated with including some more vegetables in addition to the fruit, or even just replacing it entirely. I'm not sure, because the fruit they eat in the wild is not as high in sugar and stuff as what we have in captivity and that is grown domestically. The domestic fruit in stores is a lot more sugary than their normal, like, natural counterparts. So, and even then they'll eat stuff like what is the fruit that they eat? What's it called? Beech? Is that what it's called? Let me see. Is it called that? I want to verify. A beech cherry, maybe? Yeah, beech cherry. Is that right? There's a lot of there's a lot of strange fruits in the jungles of South America that they eat that isn't very sugary and is not what we have in captivity. And I actually, when it comes to bananas and stuff, I'll give them something more like a red banana or a plantain because it's more starchy and it's a lot less sugary than what they would normally get from a normal banana or some even organic bananas are a lot better than just the normal bananas you get in the store because they're far like you can taste how less they just taste like they don't taste overwhelming. I'll say that because like normal bananas to me at least taste a little overwhelming like as far as sugar and stuff goes even to me. So that's the kind of stuff you don't want to be giving to a toucan because they can develop diabetes and that's a real problem for them later in their life. It's actually a bigger problem than hemochromatosis is. A lot of people are really concerned about iron content, which isn't really a problem now thanks to Missouri and pellets like that are low iron protein delivering pellets that are safe for toucans. The main problem with the iron stuff was people were feeding them dog food and monkey chow and stuff that had a lot of iron in it. Not as much. It's not a problem really anymore. The problem now is high sugary fruits that give them diabetes. So trying to come up with some way where they can appropriately get all the nutrients they need from the fruit while also getting as little sugar as possible so that they don't develop that sort of thing. Because the fruits that we have are they're very sugary. Papaya is not that bad. Blueberries aren't that bad. You want some more blueberries? But they're still more sugary than what they eat in the wild normally. Even the papaya they eat in the wild naturally isn't going to be as sweet as what we have. So I'm trying to think I think one of my main things too with moving is I'm hoping there's a Mexican market or something like that has produce from Mexico that's more natural, like closer to what you would find in like Mexico or Central America or South America. Maybe I can find some guava or some figs or something like that and give that to them more often than blueberries, and some like more natural-ish papaya that they might have, or bananas, stuff like that that's just closer to what they eat in the wild. I'm really hoping I can find a market like that somewhere in Dallas. You want down? Careful. Yeah, see? These blueberries, they have some flavor to them, but they're not very sugary, especially if you compare a strawberry or something like that, or other types of berries. Like blueberries are my favorite berries for sure, but they're not as sugary as other fruits, which is one of the reasons they're so good for toucans and that I give them so frequently, is because not only do they like them, but they're not very high in sugar, they're not high in iron. They're just a good fruit, even if they don't grow naturally in South and Central America. You like them, don't you? Maeve loves them. They all love them. It's a universally loved fruit amongst toucans is blueberries. I lost my place like a moron. Hold on. Where was I? Oh man, I love how these are simple questions and I always end up talking about them for way too long. Or I go on some tangent. Pablo Dugenheim says, okay, so donation doubled. Awesome. That's right. So Pablo just sent 25 and it's so it's 50 now, pretty much. Because everything up here is now being doubled by our generous patron. Kate says, Milla asks, how hard was it to keep Tupac still while sanding his beak? It wasn't really that. Oh crap! The freaking camera died. Hold on, I'll answer it in a second. Okay. What was the question? Cannot talk. How hard is it to keep was it to keep Tupac still while sanding his beak? It wasn't that difficult. I think it felt pretty good for him to get all that unhealthy flaking keratin off his beak. I'm sure he was very itchy when I got him. So between doing that and putting coconut oil on it, I'm sure it felt a lot better to him to get it all off. Because toucans naturally just like their beak being scratched to begin with. And his beak was really messed up when I got him. So, and it probably had a fungal infection too that the antibiotics I gave him helped to kill. So, but yeah, it wasn't that difficult, you know. He's pretty. Sometimes he wants to kind of move his head around, like, but he doesn't try to run or anything like that, thankfully. I don't think he minded that much. Let's see here. Tupac is a powerful state of might. I'm sure that's in reference to earlier when I was talking about him being the dominant one for not moving. He is. Acer Light sends $24.99 with no comment. Thank you again, Acer. Soul says Neb wants to know how tall you are. P.S. I had to get to 1,200 to donate me. Oh, you're at 1,200 now. That OCD was kicking in. That's okay, Soul. I am 6'5". For those wondering how tall I am. Shylin Crab Attack sent $100 again. Crab Attack, thank you, man. He's asking a question for somebody else. Shalyn Hines wants to know how the Kraken is handling the transition and if handling her has gotten easier, expanded. Is she more willing to come out of her cage now? She's not very willing to come out of her cage still. That's one of the biggest problems I'm having with her, actually, because it's always a chore trying to get her out of the cage. It's always a thing. It's a whole ordeal. When she's out here, my only concern is her, like last week, like freaking diving at Tupac and stuff. That's the kind of concerns I have when she's out here. And then, of course, she has some muscle atrophy, so she can't really navigate around here that well. But it's difficult to get her outside of the cage. But once she's outside of the cage, I can kind of manipulate her in a safe way that isn't traumatizing to her. So that certainly helps. But one of her main issues is just being so cage bound to where she's really afraid. She's afraid the entire time that she's actually out here. So, and I don't want her to be afraid. I want her to be comfortable so that she can get an opportunity to actually exercise her muscles and her legs. And I'm sure that having a cage like she does now, where there's a lot more room than she did before, is really helping with that. But, she's getting more and more coordinated out here. Before, she would just, like, I should have probably recorded this, but I didn't. When she was on the floor, when I first got her, her legs would, like, just slip and straddle and, like, slide around everywhere. She just, like, could not hold herself up if she was on the floor. It was only if she had a perch to actually grab onto with her nails that she could sit like a normal bird, like Maeve or whoever else. Otherwise, she's just sliding and slipping everywhere, and not even Tupac has that problem. Like, Tupac doesn't have a good range of motion in his legs, but I think his legs are strong enough to, get him to hop and move around. Beatrix couldn't even hop, She couldn't, she just would slide around on the floor everywhere. She couldn't even hold herself up hardly. It was like a baby giraffe or something. And that was just because her muscles were so weak. But now she's strong enough to where she is actually able to hop on the floor. She still slides around a bit, but she's holding herself up better, and she's not sliding around as much, which is good. So she's getting there, and I think she's really. It'll be easier to actually handle her outside of the enclosure. In a weird way, handling her outside of the enclosure if she stays in the enclosure more, because since she's more comfortable in her enclosure, she's using her legs more. She's jumping around to each perch, off the bars, around. Like Maeve's looking at me like, what is wrong with you? She's jumping around everywhere like a normal toucan in the cage, and she's getting some exercise in her legs and strengthening them, and that is helping when she comes out here for her to feel a little more confident when she's navigating like a living room area as opposed to just branches So she really needs some strength in her legs to feel completely confident outside of her enclosure right now. So, but she's getting there. It's just going to take time. I don't think there's anything more to do with her than what I'm already doing. It's just going to have to be what I'm doing, but over a long period of time. And maybe we can help expedite that process by having a transitional area for her to live in. Like I said, like I was explaining earlier, like basically a large walk-in cage with more branches where she can get the idea of being both on branches or on the ground or wherever she wants to go easier. And it's like a big cage, so maybe we can trick her into not being cage bound to showing her that the entire world is her cage. You know what I mean? She can go and do whatever she wants and still feel secure. So maybe we can help expedite the process with that sort of thing, but we'll see. I think that will help though. But I don't think there's anything more right now that we can be doing for her that we aren't already doing. It's just gonna take some time, It's not gonna be like, well, Tupac, he was already pretty friendly to people, and his improvement showed really quickly because he just had some health and cosmetic issues where I could spend a few months cleaning those up for him and make him look like a new bird. But it's not the case with Beatrix, because with Beatrix it's her muscles and it's her mind that's betrayed her. So we'll see. She'll get there. She'll get there eventually. And I think once she gets there and she has the ability to navigate around the house and fly, and she feels, because I know that she feels vulnerable outside of her cage because she doesn't know how to navigate outside of it. You know what I mean? And if she feels vulnerable, she's even less likely to trust me in that state. So if she felt fully comfortable around here, like Maeve, for instance, like was able to navigate like a normal toucan, I think she would make progress more quickly. But there's the combination of her issues are really a bad combination. I've never seen her do that before. That's a new one. She is, there's like shelves under my TV, and she's climbed between them on top of the PlayStation, and I don't know what she's doing down there, but I've never seen her do that. Hey! Stop. Why are you down there? She likes to try to pull the joysticks off of the controllers. Hey, stop. Get out of there. There are so many places you can go safely, and it is okay for you to go to. And yet you find the places you aren't supposed to be. But yeah, Beatrix is just going to take time. Let's see. Where were we? Who sent that? Oh, Crab Attack, that's right. Thank you, Crab Attack, for bringing that to my attention. Jennifer Reynolds says, congrats on the anonymous donation. Do the birds ever snore or make noise while they sleep? Have another great week. Yeah, actually they do. I've heard Tupac do it. He has croaked in his sleep several times and scared me and woke me up. Maeve, especially when she was sleeping in my room, would yelp in her sleep very loudly and would scare the shit out of me in the middle of the night and make me jump. And has woken me up before. She'll just be like in a little ball sleeping, and she'll just be like, hip, like really loud. And but she stays exactly where she was. She didn't even wake herself up. And then the other night I went to the bathroom and heard Beatrix croak in her sleep. So they all talk. I guess they dream. They have to dream since they're making noise in their sleep, right? So I guess they have dreams. I don't know what they're dreaming about, but they do make noises in their sleep. They don't snore, but they make noises. Snoring would not be a good thing for a toucan because they really need a healthy supply of oxygen at all times. Birds do. They have very delicate and very sensitive lungs and require a lot of oxygen. Hey, Maeve, stop. Get off of there. I don't want you pooping on that. Why are you being so bad? Ow. Freaking nails dug into me. Kate Smith says, Brock, I have a question. Do you think we are going to be able to see more of Beatrix soon? If not, it's okay. I know she has a lot to work through, but she's comfortable around you and the birds. Oh, before she's comfortable around you and the birds. You'll see Beatrix soon. She'll be in the next video. It's a lot easier to do just a normal video with her than it is a live stream, because live stream there's a lot of lights on, a lot of stuff's going on. The camera's here, the microphone's here. Maeve's freaking out and doing all kinds of stuff. I'm talking loudly constantly and doing these motions with my hands and I expressively talk. I know. So I think that kind of stuff is what makes her nervous. Just me talking loudly, because normally when she's around, I talk softly to her and I try not to move too quickly and stuff like that. And I think it freaks her out a little bit when there's a lot of loud noises and movements and stuff like that. And so I think that it would just be better to moderate her stream appearances and then just have her in the normal videos, because she's normally out here every day, but she likes to sit over in the window, or she'll sit back here on the perch right here. But when she does that, I give her some respect and some space and try to be quiet and stuff like that. So, and that's something I don't have the luxury of doing on a stream. I have to be talking and expressing and all. There's all kinds of stuff going on. It's like freaking Wild West out here when the streams are going on. Everyone's around flying everywhere, pooping. Loud noises are happening. Lights are on. Hand motions are flaring, and that's fine around. See, Tupac doesn't care if I do that. At most, maybe he'll follow my hand, but it's not going to freak him out. And the same with Maeve. Maeve's in her toy box now, so she's being good. But I just think it's better to moderate her streaming appearances for now, because she really freaked me out last week a little bit, and I don't want anything to happen to her or to Tupac. And it freaks Tupac out too, because he's not sure if she's going to attack, and she probably would try to bite him and stuff if it came down to it. It's better with Maeve because they can interact more on a similar level, but Tupac is a little more cautious of that, and Beatrix hasn't developed a relationship enough to understand that with him. Like with Maeve, it's different. Tupac, there's a lot of factors in with both both Tupac and Beatrix because of their health situations. So, but anyways, let's see here. Curtis says, Miss Nebass, do the toucans favor objects with certain colors, toys of a certain color more than others? Yeah, Maeve seems to really like purple or blue toys, sometimes orange. She does seem to if I have these hair tie things, and she'll pick out of all these. There's lighter colored ones. She's more likely to pick the hot pink or orange or purple out of this. So I think they just like really bright, contrasty colors, Because, that makes sense, because they look for fruit in the wild, and when you look for fruit, you have to look for something that's contrasting with the rest of the foliage. So their eyes are probably attuned to things like that, I'm sure. Kate Neb asks, what is something, a virtue or a perspective the toucans have taught you as a person? Patience. Patience. I think patience is the big one. Mainly patience, because that can be applied across the board, but also just the fact that, and maybe this isn't something they taught me, but just something that they've really expressed more so to me. It's just the fact that you can't get mad at an animal for being an animal. You have to kind of come down to its level, to understand it, and you can't expect it to understand the way a human or human life or communication is. You have to come down to their level and understand them in order to properly care for them and ultimately understand and take care of them and stuff like that. So I think a lot of people have expectations that animals that they live with somehow need to understand the moral code and authority or morality of people, and they don't have that. They're animals, you know. They don't understand that pooping on the floor is bad because they're animals, you know. And they don't understand when like you're out of the house, if they're yelping and calling for you, that and you're not answering back and not coming to them, they don't understand that doesn't mean that you're not okay and you just have to go to work or whatever. You have to go to the grocery store. So you have to kind of keep that kind of stuff in mind, you know. You have to be able to understand and come down to their level, and then you have to arrange and organize your life according to them. You can't expect them to adapt to a human life because they aren't human and they don't understand what we, how we think. And you gotta come down and try to understand them, and then adapt your life around them. So, but patience is the main thing for sure. Raria Curtis, on behalf of Rayaria, I hope I'm saying that right, asks, have you thought about getting an acrylic window bird feeder to entertain Maeve? Is that like where... You mean the bird feeders that like go on your window and then the other birds from outside come up to the window? I can't... Maeve would probably try to murder them through the window if that happened. It could be interesting to do, though. Maybe when we move, if we have a big window, we can put a bird feeder or something. Or I know that Maeve and Beatrix and even Tupac, when he's in the window, they all like to sit and watch the other birds in the window. And I don't think it's... I think there's a more sinister part to them watching them than what we would probably think. I know that most people would probably say, "Oh, that's cute. They're watching the other birds. They want to go outside and play with the other birds." I don't think that's the reason why. I think they're watching them and seeing where they're going and what they're doing and where their nest is and what their patterns are and what their habits are, and plotting ways to murder them is what I would assume based on what I know about them in the wild. Because the toucan in the wild will watch other birds and follow them and find out where their nests are or their babies are, or even just attack them themselves and eat them. So I think they enjoy watching birds outside for that reason, not because they want to go outside and be with them. They want to go outside and eat them, probably. But it would be interesting, now that you mention that, to see if we could get wild birds to come closer to the window, if we could see how Maeve and Beatrix and Tupac would react to that. Because there's some cardinals outside that have a nest somewhere around here that they watch frequently, very closely. And their pupils get dilated and they get kind of excited when they start getting a little close. So, but I also wouldn't want them to hurt themselves on the window either. Maeve, are you being good? You're not in frame, but you're being good down here. She's sitting on her little basket, going through her toys. Let's see here. Brianna Aaron is asking on someone else's behalf, does holding Tupac help with the arthritis in his feet? Also, someone suggested doing a durian taste test. Durian, is that a fruit? I think it is, isn't it? Yep. We can try that. Is it a citrus fruit? I don't think it is. I'm gonna keep that on a tab here on Google, and we'll do that. I know some people are wanting star fruit too. I might do star fruit after we do the mango. Yeah, we can try that out. Holding Tupac, helping with his arthritis. I'm not really sure because I can't ask Tupac if his feet feel better if I hold him up. I imagine it probably does help him a little bit. He seems to tolerate being held more than the other birds. So, but after a period of time, he wants me to put him down. So, I think the thing that helps most with his arthritis is patting these perches like I have, take some of the pressure off of his feet. So that's why I think that's why he wants to sit up there so often, because he never tries to go over to these other perches over here. He's always wanting to sit on the ones that are padded, and all of his perches that are around that he sits on the most frequently are all padded. So I think that's going to do the most benefit to him. Fox thingy says yup again. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. It's probably something I forgot because my memory sucks. Thank you, Fox thingy. Oh, Maeve, did you poop down there? Seriously? Okay, we're gonna have to clean poop in a second. It's cheese. Sends $9.99 with no comment. Thank you, it's cheese. Shylin says thank you, Brock. Or Shaylin. Is that right? Shaylin? Says, thank you, Brock. We need more people like you to educate us about toucans. Also, keep up the amazing job with the burbs. One day at a time with Beatrix. You're truly one of a kind. Thank you, Shaylin. Hopefully I'm not... You have how to pronounce your name on here, and I'm still probably butchering it. That's how bad I am. But thank you. Sakantilla says, what's the age toucans go into puberty, and for how long do they get different types of mood swings depending on age? Will Tupac get moody like an old person, getting angry at the kids, aka Maeve? I don't think they get mood swings depending on their age, but they go through puberty. Like Maeve's going through her puberty phase right now, because they reach sexual maturity at age 2, usually. So somewhere between year 1 and year 3 is when they develop all their adult everything. So all their adult feathers, adult colors, their beak gets filled in and colored like it should be. They get the serrations on their beaks. They start behaving more like an adult and less like a baby. They start, getting moody and horny, so to speak, because it starts getting a breeding season in spring. And for toucans, it's a little bit different because they don't normally even get to start their whole hormonal thing, their breeding cycle, because it takes a lot. It takes them very specific things to get them into the breeding mood. They have to hunt, they have to eat a lot of eggs, they have to have a nest box that they can excavate, they have to be outside, they have to be with other birds with the same members of the same species, and then they basically have to be wild. They can't be bonded to people in order to breed. So they require a lot more specific things in order to breed than parrots do, and other birds do for that matter. They're very picky breeders, but they do get more moody around spring, summertime, usually. And usually it's the worst the first couple of years when they're going through their whole changing phase. So let's see here. Curtis says, this one's actually from me. Please give some good scritches to Tupac and a blueberry. And if Maeve is around by the time you read this, her too. We'll give some to Tupac. Maeve is down here. And there's a little basket down there with her toys. Here, buddy. Can I give you a scratch? Okay, he doesn't really want me to touch him right now, but that was okay. We'll give one to Maeve here. Okay, she took it and ate it. She's just out of sight down here under the table. And Maeve too. I just put this together because she keeps squeezing into these tighter places. She was like over there under the shelf, like between two. There's 2 shelves there. There's probably about this much space between them, and then there's a PlayStation on top of this shelf. So it's more probably like this much space. And she's kind of like squeezed herself under the shelf there. And I kind of wonder if maybe that's part of their whole hormonal thing. Maybe they're trying to find a tighter space to like see if they can excavate it for a nest or something. I'm not sure. Maybe that's why she was down there. She's being good now though. So she's actually been pretty good today. She's pooped in some places she shouldn't have, but other than that, she's been pretty good. Soul says, have to leave a bit early. Thank you for the amazing stream. You're awesome, and we love you and care about you. Also, to everyone in the stream, thank you for helping Brock out by supporting him. You're all great people, even if you can't donate. Soul, thank you for the kind words. I'm sorry you have to leave early, but we are there for you, and we'll see you in Discord. Steven says, hey Brock, I've been watching Toucan videos all this week on YouTube. The red build video was the most entertaining, so I posted it on my Facebook with a shout out to Maeve. Steve, thank you for that, and thank you for the donation, and I'm glad you enjoy our videos, especially of this little troublemaker. Kate Smith says, I have a question. When you say when toucans get to Maeve's age and start to act out more, do they get aggressive or just get into stuff more? They get both, usually. Maeve hasn't been as aggressive as Ripley was, though, so I'm not sure if that's just her individual personality or species thing or what. But, like, Ripley would get really aggressive. And there's no difference between the genders, male, female toucans, either. They behave pretty much the same. I've heard some people say that males are more aggressive, but I don't think there's any truth to that. I could be wrong. And I've heard others say that females are more aggressive. So I don't know what the answer is. We've been going. Wow. Okay, so usually we do streams for 2 hours now, and it's almost been 3. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep streaming. Don't worry. We have lost quite a few viewers, but that's okay. I'm gonna update the donation bar, but first I'm gonna clean up all this freaking poop real quick from somebody who's actually being pretty good today. So I'm not gonna get mad at you. Other than the poop, you've been good. We're out of wipes now, though. There's poop back here from you, Maeve? Maeve. How'd it get all the way back here? Crazy bird. Alright, almost done. At least you didn't poop on my mouse. That would have been gross. Stop doing that. That can't taste good. Don't do that. Pull the lens out a little bit so you guys can see Maeve a little better. Oh, stop. Look at the camera. Look, there's you. See you up there? You see yourself? Okay. Freya Ann sent $24.99 but with no comment. Thank you. Kate says, here's a donation that's actually from me, my rescue dog Chico, and Udon, the snake that occasionally floods the cute spam channel. Thank you, Kate. And that is our last thing here. So what I'm going to do is try to add... oh my goodness, Maeve, are you going to be bad now? I don't know how she squeezes herself onto that little shelf and tries to get into so much. Maeve, stop. Stop it. We're going to try to update the donation bar now. Let's see here. 582. Okay, we need to include GoFundMe as well, which I've seen a few on there. Okay. Give me a second because we got to calculate how much YouTube takes. Well, let's say maybe we can just disregard YouTube's cut. Well, let's see how much it is first. Oh, 174. Geez. Okay. $408. Okay, so we need to check GoFundMe real quick. Let's see here. Okay, so we need to add 25 plus 25. And then we need to add sorry guys if I'm not talking much here. Okay, 20. We're going to try to get this figured out before we end the stream. 453. 25. $10. Oops. 488. Okay. And then we need to check PayPal and add whatever is there. Oh my goodness, Maeve. Are you going crazy now? Are you going to be bad now? Don't be bad right now. Let's be good today. Okay, well some of that may have gone through the card thing. Yeah, it did. Okay. Alright, so we need to add this amount then to the bar. Maeve! Okay, I'm trying to find where did that tab go that I was calculating everything. Okay. We need to add 488 to the thingy. Oh my goodness. Okay. Where did the thing go? Where we go? Okay, here we go. Widgets, donation goal. 393408. Wait, is that how much it is? 393408. Try not to mess up any math here. 393408. 442208. Okay. Update this before the stream's over. I don't know when to make the end date. I guess we'll just put a random date in here because it doesn't really matter. Okay. There we go. We are now updated. Okay, let me make sure I didn't miss any comments here. Oh, no, we didn't. Okay. So, man, I don't know, guys. I hope our goal isn't too high right now. But I think regardless, we're going to make everything happen. So, oh, I put final up there, but then it's kind of overlapped with the number, so. Man, I'm just, I'm out of words for today, you know? What can I say? It's been this year has been just weird. It's been both bad. There's been some bad stuff happen this year. But there's been a lot of good too. So I don't know how else to possibly thank you guys because and I know I say this like every stream. It's just like it's really a huge encouragement to see this kind of support, and especially like someone come out of the woodwork and want to support me with such a large figure is insane to me because I personally, and I probably still feel this way. I just don't feel worth it, you know. Like I don't know, but I just want to thank all you guys, and I guess we're gonna wrap the stream up here because everyone's kind of leaving. And I really don't know how to react to a lot of this stuff, and I apologize so much. I'm just not used to getting such generosity, in all honesty. And I've said that at the beginning of the stream. I'm just not used to it. I don't know. Like, it's very overwhelming to me. From not only the anonymous patron, but also each and every one of you has been such a encouragement and help to me that I can't even begin to put into words. And I wish I had the words for it, but man, it is really insane. So I can't thank you guys enough. I really can't. But we're gonna wrap the stream up here, I guess. We got one last one from It's Cheese. It's Cheese with a GIF that says "Victory" for $19.99, but with no comment. Thank you, It's Cheese. But thank you guys so much. And I don't know. We'll give another couple minutes if you guys want to give any last comments or anything. I'll try to read some of your stuff. Oh, actually, let's get a couple of what am I trying to say? I'm losing my train of thought. I'm gonna try to read some of the normal chats here. Couple minutes if you. Oh, that was me. And then we'll give you guys some time to add any last super chats or anything if you're wanting to. Any questions, anything like that. Try to see if there's anything here. I want a Maeve shirt with a red foil beak. I don't think that's possible, Carrie, because maybe in the future I can't do that like that custom of merch. It's like I can print an image onto it and that's about it. or words or whatever else. What else? Everyone wants a Mave Stop t-shirt. All right, I might think about it. I don't know. I think it's a little. It might be a little too niche, but we'll see. Maybe for a limited time, we'll get some Mave Stop merch going. Okay, I think we're about tapped out here. I've certainly been overwhelmed with emotions and stuff for the past couple days. So I'm hoping we can get to that stream, or not the stream, to the goal. I don't know. I know that like it's a lot too. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we can keep. What do you guys think about this? What if we, at a certain point, we might have enough to at least move? But should we keep that goal going throughout the move so that we can do the enclosures and stuff too? You know what I mean? Well, let me know what you let me see what you guys think about that real quick before we end the stream, because I know that everyone here is our constant, or consistent viewers and supporters and stuff. That's probably all that's here right now. Not that all the consistent viewers and supporters are here, but right now, as everyone's dwindling away because the stream is about to wrap up, I want to know what you guys think, if maybe we should do that. So keep the goal. Here's the question. Do we keep this goal, and then let's say we get like, oh, wrong way. Let's say we get like here, and since everything's doubled, we have enough to move. At least move. Should we keep... Because I have some money saved up too. But my question is, even after we move, should we just keep this bar up here and and we'll use the rest for enclosures or any modifications, or the outdoor flights, anything like that. We'll use the rest specifically to add on for extra bird stuff. What do you guys think about that? Is that what we should do? I'm gonna try to read. I'll give you a couple seconds, or a couple minutes, or no, a minute. Trying to, okay. Everyone's saying, everyone thinks we should do that and just keep it going throughout the whole thing. I'm reading everyone's comments, so give me a second. Sorry if I'm quiet. Yeah, that's a good point. Even if I try canceling it, people will still donate. That's a fair point. Keep it. Everyone's saying keep it. I'm not seeing anybody that's saying don't keep it, actually. So, I don't know. I know that was probably the answer, but maybe, I don't know. Like I said earlier, it's just like it's hard for me to ask for anything, especially such a large amount. And I feel guilty about doing it. And I try my best to spend everything wisely and not buy things that are unnecessary. You know what I mean? Even before all this stuff, because I'm like, well, people view my videos because they want the birds to have a healthy, happy life, and I need to spend my YouTube income on stuff that's regarding that. So, and especially when it comes to anything that comes from Patreon or donations, I set aside specifically for that sort of thing. So It's not going to guitars or anything like that, you know. I mean, I have the one, or I have two actually, but I really need an acoustic guitar. But if I bought anything like that, it would be from other means, not donations, because I just don't. The point I'm trying to express is no part of this is going towards any unnecessary stuff. So I'll fund my own hobbies with ad revenue. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for. Yeah, someone said generosity stresses him out. It does kind of stress me out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, because there's still that part of my head. There's still that little voice in my head that it tries to tell me that I'm not worth it. You know what I mean? And so then I start feeling guilty and stuff. So, but I'm getting better with that stuff. So, you know, I love that I'm like so blunt about all my struggles and crap on here to everyone on the internet. I'm sure that won't come to bite me in the butt later. Okay. Well, I think it's about time to wrap everything up. We'll keep the goal up regardless. Maybe we'll get there before we move. Maybe we won't. I think as soon as the goal. The only thing I was kind of wondering about is like, well, should I wait to meet the goal? Maybe we can get a little better house or something. You know, if we put 50,000 down or 40,000 down as opposed to like 30. You know what I mean? Maybe we could do something a little better. Stuff like that's going through my mind. I think once the right thing comes by, I'll know it, you know, and I'll know what to do. And in the meantime, if we can reach the goal to actually move before the bar is completed, what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and move. And then anything in excess we'll either save for a rainy day with the birds, in case. It'll be our in case money. Or we will, well, first and foremost, we're going to make sure we get a large enclosure outside for them to be going outside and getting sunlight and flying and whatever their little hearts want to do. Because I've said it a million times before, I think it's very important we get some sunlight on them, you know, as much as possible and as soon as possible. So that's the main goal. I'm not sure how much that kind of thing would cost. I would guess somewhere around 10 grand, I would say. Maybe a little more. I don't know. But we'll see. And whatever the excess is, we'll go into that, and then maybe we can, you know, put some foliage in there, maybe get a nice little, well, I don't know if a fountain would be a good idea because it might grow bacteria and we don't want the birds consuming that. But we could get a lot of branches, stands. Maybe we could get some mounts out there for cameras. Maybe we could, you know, do live streams outside, set it up where we could just have the camera outside and with all the birds. Maybe we could, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going through my mind that I think it'd be really cool to be able to do these streams outside, you know, in a big flight. So, you know, that way Maeve and Beatrix can have plenty of space to do whatever they want to do and come and visit and say hi when they want. But you know, I think you guys are right. We'll do that, and then we'll get out of here as soon as we possibly can, and then whatever we have left, if there's anything left, I mean, I'm sure there will be. We'll invest into enclosures and whatever else. The only thing I'm kind of concerned about is the expenses of actually moving everything and closing costs and all that stupid stuff. You know, all the stuff in addition to just the down payment itself. So, but I'll get it figured out. And in the meantime, you guys will continue to getting videos from us and stuff. And we're going to be doing, I'm sure I'll probably actually finish the mango video tomorrow. So, I have it set aside and it actually looks ripe now. So we will do mango review this week. And I'll update all the patrons too. Because I've said this, I think I've probably told you guys this on stream before, but I usually only update the patrons on the credits once a month. So, and that's mainly to discourage people from, sometimes people will like pledge a certain amount and then before it even is deducted and goes to us, and they see their name on the thing, and then they'll just cancel it, and then they don't pay anything, but they still get a credit, and that's not fair to people who actually do help. So that's one of the reasons I try to only update it once a month, to try to avoid stuff like that. So, but anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining us. You will see more of us very soon. So, but we need to be putting out more content. I know. It's just I don't want to stress the birds out too much by doing too many videos. So, but thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you guys very soon with the fruit review stuff, and then of course probably next Friday. Since we did one Saturday this week, we'll probably do one Friday this coming week. So we'll see you guys Friday live. We'll continue doing the goal, and I don't know, guys. Can't thank you enough. I really can't. So I'm overwhelmed with emotions and gratitude towards you all, and can't wait to see what the future holds. So love you guys. We'll see you very soon. Everyone have a great night.